3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm sitting all alone.
Hard hit into right, back at the wall.
That's how many sugar, I can feel it in my bones.
Big Poppy.
Back with 2 outs. Kimbrel deals. Bregman in the air, left field. Benintendi dives, and he makes the catch. Oh, what a play! Game saver, Andrew Benintendi.
Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series. 5-1 the final tonight. And the best team in baseball wins it all in 2018.
What's up and welcome back to the Pesky podcast, episode 26. My name is Ari. This is Robert. The Red Sox are doing a little bit better, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about. How's it going, Bobby?
It's not going too bad. How about you?
I'm good. It's really hot in Maine, but...
Oh, it's really hot. Down in Tennessee, we hitting up to about 94, 95. It's brutal, and especially, you know me, I'm a Maine boy at heart. Coming down here 8 months ago and having to deal with this weather, I'm no bueno.
Yeah.
No bueno. But with that being said, yeah, we have a lot of weird things to talk about. The Red Sox have had a little bit of a bounce back. They predicted exactly what we said before in the last episode. The Athletics and Astros want to murder each other now. Marcus Stroman or no?
Marcus Stroman, yeah.
Marcus Stroman opts out. Who was the guy on the Athletics that wanted to kill a hitting coach? Like
Ramon Laureano.
Yeah. He was trying to fight a hitting coach. What has the MLB come to? First Cespedes going AWOL. Now we want to fight bench coaches. What is
At this point, you know what's going to be next? The whole entire MLB just gangs up on Manfred. And it goes like full like the purge. And like
that's about where we're headed. But with that being said, we won't waste your time anymore. We'll get right into the episode. YouTube, how you guys doing? You get to see these beautiful faces as every week. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. Spotify and iTunes gang, what's going on, boys? How y'all doing? And ladies. We don't discriminate against our ladies that watch because we got plenty of them, hopefully. I really hope so.
Moving on. Keep going.
Hit that follow button. Make sure you are notified when your two favorite idiots go live every week. With that being said, also go follow the Instagram at Pesky Poll Podcast. We're up to, I believe, close to 450 followers, and we are slowly increasing. We are always posting. Make sure to go follow that for some good MLB, mostly Red Sox content. Are you ready to get into this?
Yeah, we have 478 followers.
478?
Yeah.
On that grind. All right, we almost hit 1,000. And we really started making a push for the Instagram only, like a month ago?
Yeah, maybe a month and a half. Not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's been growing, and it's really, really cool to see people liking our content. So thank you if you do that.
Especially, you guys know who you are if you're watching the YouTube video. Those people that consistently comment and like all the Instagram photos and videos. I see you. I know who you are. You know who you are. We really appreciate you. Let's get into our first subject of the Red Sox haven't done too bad. Last week, exactly this time, 1 week ago, we were talking about the Red Sox next stretch. And I said we had 2 against the Rays, 3 against the Blue Jays, 4 against the Rays. So we have a 9-game stretch. And I said by the time we record this video, we would have played 7 games, and we needed at least 4 wins. All right, we got our 4 wins, but technically we're...
Tonight, if we win tonight, it'll be 4 wins.
No, we had 4.
We won on the 5th.
Started out on 4-1, and we lost last night. We're 4-2.
Yeah.
So what are you saying?
No, wait. So we started August 4, lost Tampa Bay, then win Tampa Bay, win Toronto, lost Toronto, very close game, win Toronto, lost Tampa Bay, then tonight. So we technically have like 3 wins.
Damn.
I'm looking at the schedule here.
Damn.
Yeah, we're close. We're really close. We have 3 games to like get 1 more win, or hopefully 2 or 3 more wins. But yeah,
Yeah, I have complaints about some of those games.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
so for you, those of you who don't know, your boy works night shift. It sucks, but what I do is I get into work at 8 o'clock. Games start at 7:30, so I hop on the radio station. The radio station app that I have has no stations that play Red Sox stuff, so I have to look for the away commentary. Like I'm
Oh, boy.
looking up Tampa Bay Rays commentary, Blue Jays commentary, which, it's whatever. But I put in my headphones and I'm vibing the rest of the night, listening to Sox till 11 o'clock. And last night, on Monday's game, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to turn, the first time this season, I had to turn off the game. Your bats are doing so much, and yet you have the pitchers giving up 8 runs in a game to a kind of diminished Tampa Bay team that hasn't been able to get it together the entire season. There have been nights where their starting pitching has been great, but their bats have been terrible. And there have been nights where their bats have been terrible or great, and their pitching has been terrible. They've never been able to coerce it. And so you had a perfect opportunity, game 1, to go for the throat and just chuck their morale down the drain, and you lost it. And now we're 6-10.
Within the last week, Red Sox pitching has given up 22 runs.
Oh.
We have only scored. Let me check.
I mean, actually, 22 runs in, what was it, 6 games or 7 games? 6 games, 3-3?
6 games.
Yeah, we went 3-3. So 22 runs in 6 games, that's about 3 to 4 runs which is actually not bad.
But here's the issue. We've only scored 15 times.
That's the issue.
That's the issue.
All right, the bats have been gone. And
bats are starting to heat up, but the pitching is being consistently terrible. And if
averaging 3 runs a game ain't bad. That's actually not bad at all. I will take, especially from this sorry pitching staff, I will take giving up 3.5 runs a game. I will take that gladly.
But if you do that, you have to score.
Yes, this is an offense that should be averaging 5 runs a game.
Yeah.
And they showed that last night.
Yeah, no, and everybody was clicking. It was really, really cool to see. I loved I loved that JD hit a home run last night. That was really good to see. I was like, finally.
Speaking of that, I just said I was listening to the Tampa Bay Rays commentary.
Yeah.
And they're like, he has not hit a home run this year. I think maybe he's starting to fall off. He's had plenty of doubles and boom! Adios, Santa Maria!
And that ball cleared everything. It was so pretty to watch. I was like, there we go.
I was at work. I heard that call, and I just watched a YouTube video earlier on Monday about announcers coincidentally jinxing calls, and I'm like, this is gonna happen right now. And they hits a home run. I couldn't stop laughing.
It was amazing.
But then you have a 4-run lead, a 4-1 lead, and then you give up 2 more the very next inning, and you give up 1 more, and you give up 1 more, and it's just like every inning they were constantly scoring. They couldn't hold them to anything. And then the pitching is taking this much of a hit. We all know the pitching sucks, but then you release one of your guys that you never gave a chance to, Brian Johnson, and he demanded a release. R.I.P. Brian Johnson, World Series champion.
Yeah.
We love you, brother. Should have given him a chance. At least a chance. Call down Weber. And call up Johnson. But they refused to call up Johnson.
Yeah. Bring down Hall. Someone who we know. 2 starts.
Chest pains, sorry. Chest pains.
I know. Two starts. Can't do it. Bring in Johnson. Try him out. He's started before. It's not like he's completely new to this. And at this point, that's the last thing we need is to have we're losing pitchers.
We need all the help.
We could, especially pitchers. We could be losing bats. Okay, fine, whatever. But pitching, we have nobody.
Yeah.
Pretty much nobody. So it's it's tough to see when someone asks for a release. It's well, I don't blame him because no one gave him a shot. But also at the same time, we needed him.
Yes.
We'll take anybody.
Yeah. I don't know why. Renicky is. I'm slowly getting to that point where I'm starting to question if he is the right guy for the job. I'm not weak. I'm giving him a leash, and this is mainly me. because he needs still some adjusting time. Yes, he was the assistant to Cora, but at the same time, I'm going to give him 30 days or 30 games. Once we reach that 30th game, I'm going to be like, okay, now I'm going to start questioning every decision you make very, very closely.
Last week in the podcast, I said, "Listen, I don't think he's the one." And
But
the
that
fact
point, we were only 10 games in.
yes, I had a
Say this
feeling,
10
and then
games
we
in.
had Ryan Brazier start a game yesterday.
He only pitched 1 inning, then they threw in
It's
Colton
fair. I
Brewer.
was like, all right, cool.
And then Colton Brewer, he decided to throw him for 4. I'm like, why not just start Brewer?
Well, the reason why is because Brewers got really slow stuff. Brazier's got super like hard slider, hard fastball. Kind of disrupt the hitting.
Oh, speaking of Brazier, okay, I know we give him crap, but we admitted that whenever Martin Perez and Ryan Brazier pitch,
Yep.
right, we will give them the props they deserve if they do good.
Yeah.
Ryan Brazier came in, bases loaded, 2 outs, and I'm sitting there crying on the inside because it's still a tie game at this point.
Yeah.
It's a 1-1 game. And then he comes in and strikes out a guy on 4 pitches. And then boom, he's done. And I'm like,
good to see.
We ended up losing that game, but at the same time it was uplifting.
Yeah. And even like what he did yesterday to start the game. Even what he did yesterday, like okay, he got 2 people on base. But then like really pretty quickly got out of it. I was like, really cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At the same time, I love how Renicky was like, the media was asking, like, do you want to stick with Ryan Weber as your starter? And he looked at him, he's like, do I really have a choice?
Yeah.
First of all, yes, you're the manager.
Yeah.
You can choose. There's this young kid who you got coming out of the bullpen named Phillips Valdez.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even young. He's like 30. No one under the pitching staff is under. Our youngest guy is Matt Hall, and he's 26. We have no young pitching coming out of this system, which scares me. All right. I'm starting to think that they have a sit-down interview before they pick pitchers to be on the roster, and everyone besides Sale, Eovaldi, Workman Barnes, and Valdez, they're like, okay, let's sit down. Are you over the age of 28? Please check yes. Do you suck? Please check yes. Welcome to the team. That's about our screening for that.
Yeah. You have COVID? No. All right. Come on.
We're good. I don't know what the thinking is, because at this point we have a 38% chance to make the playoffs. It's steadily going down each week. What do you want?
I just thought of something.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you saw this or not. If we want to take risks, just throwing this out here, I wouldn't be completely opposed to it. It's a big risk.
Mm-hmm.
The Braves released Mike Foltynewicz. He's a free agent. He's a starting pitcher. They released him because his ERA was terrible.
I don't care if he's throwing 72 miles an hour.
At this
we need
point,
anything.
Would you take him?
Anything.
Anything but Matt Hall. Not
anything
to hate on
but
Matt
the
Hall.
Hall monitor.
Just not his. It's not his year. And that's
No.
okay. You know.
And remember, we were hyping him up. We were like, "Oh yeah, Reinicke's saying all this good stuff about Matt Hall," and he comes in 16 ERA. We're like, "What? Whoa, Matt, let's talk about this."
Either that or Reinicke needs to get a new pair of glasses. Yeah. What you got next?
I'm gonna slowly not trust the stuff this guy has to say. It's like, if you're gonna keep saying, "Oh, this guy's doing really well," yeah, I know you're not gonna come in and say, "Okay, this guy's done terrible. All right, I'm never gonna pitch this guy." Like, you never say that about Ryan Weber. But at the same time, I want a little honesty. You know, don't tell me this guy's doing great and start hyping me up, especially for us, because we kind of cover this team and we react to the news. And if the manager is saying, this guy's doing really well, I'm going to take that and say, this guy's doing really well. But with Reinicke,
at least put him
I know how to shorten that leash.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, 30 games, definitely it's going to be a big, we'll be able to tell what his plans are for this team.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, don't hype these players up. Let them just put them in a game. If you see great stuff from him, like in warmups, whatever, that's great. That doesn't matter until you go onto the field and you're actually playing
against live competition. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you said the majority of our pitching staff is age 30 and up.
28 and up.
28 and up, technically.
The only guy that's younger than that is Hall Monitor.
We
He's
have
gone.
Yeah.
He got
we
demoted.
have an issue though, because they're all older pitchers age-wise, but they're pitching like they're like single A pitching, and it's like you can't have that. You have to and especially with major league players, like I know Bichette's young. Bichette was demolishing baseballs.
Yes.
And who else was
it? Cavan Biggio?
Biggio, yeah.
Biggio hit a leadoff home run against somebody, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Anyways, we gotta move on.
Yeah, but the one thing I do love about doing this podcast, one of the many things, because this is so much fun to do, is last year I went to 5 Red Sox games and maybe watched 10 throughout the year. I was more of a look at the stats, look at the score box, and see, okay, we suck. And sometimes
and then you didn't realize how bad this year we really suck.
Yeah, very, very, very rarely I listened on the radio too. But now at this point, because I do this, I want to know my information before I come and say anything on the podcast. I want to know what I'm talking about. So I've listened to 15 out of the 16 games. The only game I haven't listened to, of course, was the Mitch Moreland walk-off home run. That was the only game I didn't listen to. Every other game I've been right there for. But speaking of pitching, we give a lot of crap for Martin Perez. He is currently our 4th best pitcher. 4th. And you got guys like Section 10 saying, oh, this guy's going to be good for the team, give him a chance, blah, blah, blah. I refuse to give him a chance. Oh, I can't say that.
No, don't say that.
I will make a thing right now. If I see 3 quality starts out of him in a row, and by quality starts, I mean more than 5 or more innings pitched, 4 or more innings pitched, I'll say, and 3 or less runs given up. If I could see that for 3 straight, and he's already got 1, so we're already counting 1. If I could see that for 3 straight games, I will start to ease up. All right, we're not going to come in and sign a guy who has a 6.8 ERA last year for $6 million and me not give him flack for it.
Yeah, although here's the thing. He's not great, and we've already talked about this, but this is the...
Well, I think one thing that's really helped him is he stopped with the 4-seam. That was one thing that really helped last game, is he just stopped with the 4-seam and went all cutter. And that was his only fastball. He was going just full Mariano Rivera and just saying, screw the 4-seam, I'm going to hit you with a cutter. Which, it worked.
Yeah, I mean, I think that here's the thing with Perez. You have to have low expectations, and you can't I think what you said was great. Like the whole do the whole like you said, give him 3 starts. They got to be quality starts. I don't know about 3 straight starts because he's not that type of pitcher, but he needs to bring the ERA down.
It's down. He's the 4th best pitcher.
It needs to go down more.
3.5-ish right now.
Yeah, it needs to go down more. That's my thing. It needs.
And you know who our best pitcher is, right?
Yeah.
It's statistics wise. Obviously, player wise, it's Eovaldi. Statistic wise, our best pitcher is Phillips Valdez.
Yeah.
Who has a .69 ERA. And say it with me. Say it with me. Nice. But I'm sorry, had to be done for all the guys out there now. All the guys out there. What we talking about? Something about Valdez? I don't know. But Martin Perez,
moving on.
If he could get it a little bit down, I'm happy with where it is currently. If he can keep it here, I'm good. The rest of the guys, please step up. All right, I can't look at the Red Sox stat sheet and have everybody but 4 of our pitchers have an ERA over 4. I refuse to accept it. You can't win without pitching. You can't win without defense. You can't win without a decent offense. That's how it is. It's how the game's always going to be.
We're warming up. We're doing better than we did when the start of the season. Okay? You got to think like that. Like, beginning of the season, how many games did we lose?
It's sad to say we're warming up, and over the last week we went 500. Yeah, 500, baby. We warming up.
It's better than what we were.
The Blue Jays, who are fighting with us for the last
Who's
division.
next? Who do we play next?
We won the series against the Blue Jays.
Yankees, Phillies, and then so Rays, Yankees, Phillies.
Yeah. So we got Rays. We have 2 more, right?
Nope.
Or 3 more.
3 more. Then
3 more against the Rays.
In New
2
York.
to 1 there. 0-3 there.
Sorry, no. 4 in New York.
0-4 there.
0-4 there.
So realistically, we're looking at a 2-5 record over the next 7 games. And then Phillies, I'm gonna say, is it 2 against the Phillies?
They're warming up.
2 against the Phillies. I'm saying,
1.
how many games did we have before we do the episode next on Tuesday? Let's look at the games starting tonight and then to Monday. How many games? Is it 7 straight in a row?
7th being the day that we record.
Are you counting today?
Today would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, 7.
7. So I'm saying, and that encompasses the 3 we faced.
4-game series in New York, which is going to be bad.
So by the time we get this episode again, it's going to be another episode of Depression. We're going to be 2-5. 2-5 next week.
I think
realistic, and that's sad to say.
2-5, 3-4.
And once we hit that 2-5 stretch, depending on how the Rays, Orioles, and Blue Jays do, I'm saying we might be out of it. This is a make or break week. Make or break. All right. With that being said, you want to talk more about the MLB in general?
So, we have over the past couple years, we've been introduced to this great thing in the MLB, and I call it MLB Fight Club. Last week.
Well, we can't call it that.
No,
we can't talk about it then because you don't talk about Fight Club. Rule number 1 about Fight Club is Rule number 1 about Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
All right, well, I'm going to do it anyways. Last week, almost Fight Club with what's his face? Oh, Joe Kelly.
A boy.
This week, Ramon Laureano decided, all right, Joe Kelly did that this week. Now it's my turn. I'm going to take on not just the Astros. I'm going to take on the Astros hitting coach. Which I have full support of because I read an article, according to Bob Melvin. Is that the
Bob Melvin?
manager? Yep, Melvin. He said Laureano is the most mild-mannered person.
Which I can see.
So he said the fact that he sprinted over to that dugout and took on them, he said that says a lot.
Yeah.
So, and like backed up by Matt Olson. Olson said the exact same thing. He said I was in the batter's box and I heard things that weren't right coming from the Astros dugout. And it's like, okay, if you do this, like it very soon will be Houston Astros versus the entire MLB.
It's slowly turning into that. Everyone's just going to pile up on him to make sure they don't do well.
We're gonna get, and you know what? That's the way it is. You have to expect that.
It's the way it is. It's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
They gotta just be happy it's on this year, where it's a 60-game season.
Yeah.
Oh my word. There's a full 162 of this. We might see somebody, seriously hurt. Like that's not even a joke. Here's the
thing. Technically, Laureano broke, the whole protocol against like don't touch other players unless it's, in play contact, whatever.
And now we throw in hands.
Well, he's throwing hands, and it's like people are like, oh well, and he's like, I expect to be suspended several games. I wouldn't be surprised if Manfred's like, you know what? I'm going to drop a 10-game suspension on you.
Well, let's look at this. Joe Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, throws behind 2 batters, one being a breaking ball, by the way.
Yeah.
Makes a pouty face.
He gets
8-game suspension.
8. Okay, he's gonna get at least 15. Laureano's going to get at least 15.
Not Mariano. What am I saying? Manfred is gonna. Manfred's just gonna baby these Astros and coddle them and say, "No one's gonna hurt you. It's gonna be okay." And it's like, no, they deserve. I'm not saying. Okay, let me put it on record. I'm not advocating for violence against the Astros. I'm not advocating for anybody to be hurt on any team. But these guys broke unwritten and written rules to baseball, as in you don't cheat. You play the game right. You play the game fair. May the best team win. And that's the name of the game.
The moment you use technology to enhance yourself, not okay. They did that. They deserve it. They deserve everything they're going to get.
And that's all bets off. And for a long time in baseball, an unwritten rule is if you break an unwritten rule, one of your guys getting plucked in the back with a fastball. And I don't say go for the head on somebody. I would never say that.
No,
I'm
that's
saying
not okay.
If you're pissed off at the Astros, you are perfectly in your right to square somebody up and hit them right in the tuchus. All right, tuchus, lower back area,
rib, anything.
And then that's the end of it. That's your proverbial middle finger to the Astros, and we move on. If they want to do something about it, we throw in hands. But other than that,
I bet you
hit Springer or Altuve straight in the tuchus,
or Bregman, because I hate Bregman.
Or Bregman.
Do that because he's a.
And if they want to hit one of your guys, then you throw hands.
Then and like if you're yelling at the player for being hit, he was hit twice. Just for those who didn't know, he was hit twice before. Laureano walked down to first base. The hitting coach started chirping at him, and the funny thing is, Dusty Baker, the current manager for the Astros, was like, "Well, you know what? People say things they don't intend to say on the baseball field." I'm like, dude, come on, like. That's such a lame excuse, and on ESPN, Laureano basically said, "I apologize for doing that. I apologize for that, and I apologize for acting irresponsibly to someone who says something stupid to me." That's literally what he said, and I'm like, "That's the
Players
perfect apology."
Don't care anymore. They just going straight for it.
All right.
Enough about them yelling at each other. Really quick, Marcus Stroman made a good decision for himself and opted out. And like we said,
should just stop being a team, for the 2020 season. They're pretty much nothing.
They're just Mets.
They're the Mets. I'm sorry, Mets fans.
Going off that and just weird things in 2020. Okay, if we were to stop the season right now, today, right? 3 out of the 4 worst teams in championship odds, the Orioles, Tigers, and Marlins, would all be in playoffs right now.
Yep.
Just
that is the most 2020 thing that the MLB could have done.
That gives me the sad. That gives me the sad. All right, that's what that does.
Yeah.
All right, teams that actually have talent and work hard, aka Sox,
but
and
also
all the other teams that are in those divisions are getting screwed because the Marlins, who took a week off, so they're kind of in a weird spot. Orioles, who are somehow 500 under John Means. Like I say every week.
Jose
How
Iglesias,
are you doing this?
He's the best. He's the best hitter in the AL right now.
Who?
Jose Iglesias, their shortstop.
Oh yeah.
He's a free agent. We might sign him for what's it called? Infield depth. And he's like, I'm hitting out here, ready for a contract. Let's give me a 3-year contract.
That man wants to get paid.
Yep.
He wants that paper. All right. Final thing before we get into DM's clip of the week and all that stuff. Basically, the MLB is kind of seeing that some things aren't really working for them. As in letting players run free. Some players are still getting infected. They're
Cleveland Indians. Did you hear about Plesac and Clevenger? Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. But
crazy stuff.
They're looking at the NBA, and the NBA hasn't had a confirmed case in about 3 weeks to a month now. So they've been doing perfectly fine in a bubble.
Yep.
And the MLB is just like, we might consider this for playoffs.
Definitely.
means
I support that.
everybody would be in the same location where no other unnecessary personnel or staff would be,
Mhm.
and they would just have the playoffs there, which I am 100% fine for, because that means we get the full playoff experience minus the fans. What do I mean by
And-
that? I mean we have full-on players not being afraid to touch each other, players not being afraid to really get into it, because you're going to know this guy next to me doesn't have anything. I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
That
Oh.
also is gonna. I mean, I just quickly on that. That might even add a extra bit of tension to the playoffs if everybody's living really close to each other, and you have like rivalries going on. Like that could be.
I got
that
beef
could
with
be
the dude who lives in 22J.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just show up at his front door like, "What's up?"
Excuse me. No, sorry.
Room
here.
service.
Not here. On the field.
You're about to be killed by a Zamboni.
Goodness.
What was I gonna say?
So yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm not
support
sure
that.
I'm not sure if you heard this, and I forgot to put this in my stuff, but
Yeah.
the Cincinnati Reds might be the first team to allow fans back in,
Yeah.
and it all depends.
thought-
I don't know if people. The way I look at it is nobody is gonna force people to go into stands. No one's gonna force you to attend baseball games. If you want to stay at home and do nothing but work and limit yourself to all outside human contact, you are perfectly free to do so. No one is forcing you to go outside.
Yeah.
But if you want to take that risk and
wear a mask, stay
go
safe.
out there, wear a mask, socially distant, that's about the best you can do. And if you're willing to take that risk, you take that risk. So if they want to apply by CDC recommendations and keep at least 6 feet between people and limit capacity to like 25,000. I don't see what's or 25,000. More like, I don't know, probably 10,000.
Yeah,
And keep distance between people. I don't see why not.
No, yeah. If people want to do it, I think that they should do it.
You would need different sections because, like, if I want to go, if I'm taking a girl out, right, and she's a sports fan, and you should know because you're a girl's sports fan apparently. Shout out to Ellen. And you want to take her to a, let's say you want to take her down to a Sox game, and they're allowing fans, right?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna take my girl on a date, do I gotta stay 6 feet away from her at a game and just be like, "So, like the game so far?"
You probably.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I need a PA system to be able to talk. No, like I think what you should like what they'll do is like I'm with somebody, and like you can do that. Like like you said, even if it was like a family of 4, you're not gonna space them out 6 feet. But if like you bring in people by attendance in groups, and you say like it's just me going to this game, and this person with me.
And I think
Still wear a
that's a good
mask,
idea actually.
obviously.
Is you do all tickets online as you usually do, and you say, okay, we're a family or a group of, let's say 6.
Yeah.
Okay. I want this seat to this seat, and they say, okay, cool, but because you're taking those 6 seats, we're gonna exit off the next 3 seats to your right and the next 3 seats to your left. I think that'll work.
Yeah, or even if it was like a
episode. We gotta
even if it was one of those things where you were like, family of 6, where's 6 spots, and they'll just have those individually throughout the stadium.
Yeah,
to space it out, kind of like what you said.
Yeah. All right. So really quick clip of the week. We have the same one. I already know it. Our boy, Doogie. Actually, you do that. All right, Doogie with his 2 homers, but I'm gonna put in him
not mine.
robbing the catch.
Nope. His first home run in Toronto. I saw him, like the swing was beautiful. The ball traveled. I was like, oh,
okay,
that is what we have him for.
All right, but
and yours?
They're gonna say that catch was incredible. I'll put that in just because. It was against the Blue Jays the very next day.
Yeah.
Right. I think it was Kevin Pillar making an amazing defensive catch.
Yes,
all right, field.
I saw that.
Because in the span of 2 days, Verdugi makes the leap over the wall catch.
Yep. Two
Benny
big catches.
a hit.
Yep.
with a dive, and then Pilar basically
And Pilar
robs a
straight.
home run. That was nuts.
Yep.
All right, so I'm putting all three of those in. Go.
Our
Future
defense.
me. That was nuts.
Our defense is phenomenal.
Yeah, but I want to get through the clip of the week really quick because we rambled a lot. This is gonna be a long episode.
Yeah.
And then if you're still watching through this, God bless you.
Thank you.
I don't know how you do it. Okay.
Thank you for that.
Next,
All right.
we got one DM that I want to talk about real quick.
Yeah.
Some on the wrong
Yeah.
account. But I'll look to see if we have any more. I don't think so. The thing is, we got a DM. The Red Sox put something on. Ooh, we got more.
All right. Quick.
So the Red Sox put out a thing that they were reviewing a call at home, and it says under review out, and then the Rays put out under further review L. And what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that was called for? Do you think that's appropriate / professional?
I don't think you should say those things unless you got
just
clout
like
to back it up.
Lightning round it. All right, we're lightning rounding.
I don't think you should do that if you don't have clout. I'm reading through these comments now, call overturned. Do you still have a ring? They do, but not in a while.
Yeah.
So it's you got to do that.
I mean, at the same time, what do they have to put on their belt recently? They made it to the second round last year. Great job. We made it to the World Series and won it 2 years ago.
I'm gonna do the next DM. If that's cool.
Yeah.
Jose David 440 says, I say Alex Verdugo is the best. I agree with you, bud.
Best at what? He's not.
He's got swag, dude.
No.
That guy's got swag.
He's the most expressed character. We'll say that. Which
is what you need on this team. If everyone's if JD's having a hard time, kind of slumping, Rafi's having a hard time slumping, Benny's slumping. It's you need that. It's you need a spark plug, and Verdugo is definitely that guy.
And I think he's just a character at this point. He doesn't have the greatest batting average. He's our third best outfielder in my opinion. Pilar surprisingly being 1, JBJ being 2, Doogie being 3, and then Benny. Yikes!
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about it.
There's one more. Do you want to read the other one?
Yeah, and that goes to my boy Adam Wright, who was one of my roommates back in last year of college. We went to a Sox game together and sat on the Green Monster. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Love the Monster. But he says, money out of the question. Who would you rather have for the next 10 years, Bogarts or Betts? Bogarts for me, easy.
Yep.
All right.
Betts is good. Bogarts, I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's still in the Sox.
Yeah. I think actually, let me think about that from a non-biased point of view. I'm gonna have to say Mookie. I'm gonna say Mookie. Mookie is a generational talent. Mookie is generational. Yeah, Mookie.
Yeah.
Okay. Already, I'm getting nostalgic.
All right, moving on.
Moving on to our favorite part of the episode. Welcome to people.
Welcome to Ari's Takes. This one's a bit of a weird one.
Wow, we don't have no Deadpool intro. All right.
Sorry, I don't have any other references. I gotta go back.
You did it twice.
I know.
You don't have any more after 2?
I'm trying to think. Okay, so
I'm just gonna say the cure for blindness is next to the cocaine. Go.
I was gonna say the symbol of Red Sox fans is the beginning of Deadpool 2, sitting on top of those crates or the oil tankers, smoking a cigarette. Boom. That's us.
All right, roll with it.
Pitcher Doc Ellis says he threw his June 12th, 1970 no-hitter while under the influence of LSD.
Why the hell is his uniform color lime green?
Well, okay. Why does the catcher have 3 mitts? I'm confused here.
All right, middle one.
That must have been an experience.
Well, obviously, You guys can tell Ari and I have never been under the influence of everything, of anything. All right,
No.
we stay away from that stuff. All right, if you want to do it cool, I would not suggest doing it the day before or the hours before you have to pitch.
Or like, hey, why don't we just take LSD before we go do like a, for us, why don't we go do that before ballet class? Like that would be funny.
That would be
Uh,
I'd just
All
be
right.
there sitting. I'd be sitting like, I smell the color purple. Whoa.
This music, I can feel it. I can physically feel it on my hands.
All right, this episode's getting
All right.
weird. Let's cut it.
We-
You want anything you got to say?
No, that's it.
Nah.
This next week, really crucial. Let's win some games, please. Because
All right. The thing is, I'm usually wrong with my predictions, which is very weird because with like NCAA basketball and stuff with like March Madness, I'm usually like perfect almost throughout the entire first round every year, and then I do this. I predict the Red Sox record and I'm wrong. So I'm saying 2-5. Watch as we go 0-7. If we go 0-7, podcast start. All right. R.I.P. But I'm calling 2-5. With that being said, roll that outro music. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, God bless you guys. We love you. See you guys next time.
peace.